Hi, and thanks for joining our online open event for computing. Tonight I'm joined by tutors Adam and Paul, as well as some of our current students, Sheikh and Femi, and our graduate, Marianne. If you have any questions you'd like to ask, please put them in the Q&A box, which is over to the right-hand side of your screen. Our team will answer these at the end of the session. Adam, Paul, over to you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, and welcome to our event. So there we go. Welcome to computing. So I'm Adam Connell, so I'm the head of department, and I'm joined by Paul Ashby, my second in command, my coordinator for computing. So we're here just to talk a little bit about what we offer, what our course is, and then we'll get you speaking to some of the students and if you've got any questions for ourselves as well. So in computing, we offer quite a lot of different courses. So this is a really good slide just to show you, just to start with. We offer, you can see my mouse here, the foundation degrees and the BSc top-ups. So you will see other places offering the BSc Honours 3-year course. We offer exactly the same, it's just in a different pathway. And we also offer the computing HNC, HND as well, which you can see here. And again, that's exactly the same pathway to the top there. So it's all about your journey, and so we have a route for you. So it's about your journey with us. So those paths that you can take. So our offer is that we offer four distinct channels. So we offer computing, which is a bit like a generic way. So we do that in the HNC, HND with the Pearson offering, and we also have a foundation degree in computing as well. So that's a bit of a flavour of all the three other channels. So the other three are computer network engineering, which is Paul's like baby, can we say? And he's looked after for a fair few years. Got computer network security and software development as well. So they're the three very different ways. I've gone into quite different pathways in terms of software development, in terms of programming, website development, stuff like that. Security, where we're dealing with firewalls, with like the likes of Palo Alto, and then computer network engineering with Cisco, a little known company called Cisco, which Paul can tell you a bit about as well. So there our offer, or what we offer. So what I want to show you just quickly before we get to speaking to the students is a little bit with what's going on campus. So I'll just play this little video for you. It's got a nice tune to it. So that was just a bit of that was basically our campus, so it's at Openshaw, so we call it that the Cube, our building there. And that was one of them, actually Paul's room in the Cube, and that's our Cisco Labs. You can see all the equipment, which I'm sure Paul can tell you all about in a second. Yeah, and that's basically just showing you briefly that we are offering on-site sessions still while we're still able to. And we are offering the combination of online and on-site stuff, so it's quite a balanced way we're approaching that, which I'm sure you can ask our students about how we're operating at the moment. So really, I'm going to move on to the next section really. So it's a case of have you got any questions for us really? Just a nice quick section there.
Thanks for that, Adam. Yeah, we've got some questions here. We've actually got them for the students. So we've got Femi with us. Femi, are you there?
Oh, hi, I'm here.
Hi, Femi. So we've got a couple of questions for you. So can you tell us a little bit about your background and what did you do before you started studying computing at UCEN Manchester?
Yeah, as you know my name, and I've been security guard at London before I moved into Manchester, 2015. So once I moved into 2000, I moved into Manchester 2015. I've decided to even go back anyway to study since before I left London. So when I got here, I was just passing through Open Show, and then I saw Manchester College, and since then my mind just connects, to that college. And then I walk in one day, and then I saw the friendly staff and the way they talk, the way they, chat with you. I said, wow. So and I said, okay. I wanted to come and start looking for where I would just start from maybe level 3. So, but the way they encouraged me, talked to me, and they said, okay, they asked me a question, and they said, I can't start from level 3 because of my inexperience about computing. I said, okay. They said I should start from level 1 and 2. I said, okay, I just love it. And since then, I started from level 1. No, even before I crossed to computing, I did electronic, level 1 and 2. So I just say, you know what? Let me cross to where my mind is. I really love computer. So I said, but I've got level 2 in electrical electronic already. They said, no, it's unfortunate I can't. I said, okay, I'll start from level 1. Since I've been there, level 1, level 2, level 3. So that's Manchester is just like home to me. So when I now got to level 4, I met Paul. Paul really encouraged the way he talked, the way, the way he encouraged all the students, the way he shouted with us, he talked to us as if, it carried us along, you understand? So since then, it looked as if I should not finish, but unfortunately, I'm going to finish by next year anyway. So I really love UCEN, and I've introduced about 2 people. They are in level 3 now, and they are coming to UCEN by next year, by the grace of God. So I'm really happy to remain in UCEN for now.
Brilliant. Thanks, Femi. Another couple here for you. So tell us about some of the things you like about UCEN Manchester and what really attracted you to want to join and study with us here.
Just like what I said earlier, I love computer, and I love IT job. So unfortunately, I couldn't make it when I was in London. So when I now got here, I said, okay, since I've been in Manchester, Manchester College, I saw UCEN. So I now decided, okay, let me remain in Manchester. So when I now crossed to UCEN, I now see that, okay, UCEN, I really love UCEN because of the friendly faces and because of the way the teachers, encourage us, just like Paul and Lily, the way they encourage all the students. So I call them sometimes, I ask questions, and they are really, really happy. So that's why I said, okay, I will remain there, and even I will do my top up there.
That's fantastic. Cheers, Femi. So tell us a little bit more about the course that you're on. So, what do you have to do? What does an average day look like? What are you learning?
Well, I'm really learning what I don't know before. I'm doing computing now, and a lot of stuff that we did last year in level 4. Well, I thought maybe it's going to be easy anyway. Don't let me lie to you. When you get to level 5 now, it's a little tough, But with the encouragement of all the teachers, so we are getting there. But I love it, and we are doing many things. Just like last year, we did the Python programming. I thought it's just the easiest. I mean, the way I was thinking about programming, but when I got to level 4, I can see that no, this is a different form. So by encouraging us, make me to go further, because it got to a stage I wanted to drop, but the way they encourage, the way they talk to you, so it make me said, okay, I want to achieve it. So I really enjoy it, and I will remain. I want to do that programming and Python, and I will continue to do it. Can you hear me? I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
You're on mute, Reese.
Okay.
Apologies, everyone. We've also, thanks for that, Femi. We've also got Sheikh with us. Sheikh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Can you hear me?
I've got you, Sheikh. Hi, yeah. So a couple of similar questions that I've just asked Femi there, I suppose. So what brought you to UCEN Manchester to study?
Basically, I'm in my second year of foundation degree now, and I'm doing computer network engineering. But before that, I didn't have any like college or university qualification. I just did pre-engineering in computer science, which I did abroad, which is equals to basically just A levels. But I always had interest in computers basically, and then it just like last year I thought like, you know what, I need to start my studies again. Now that I have the opportunities, I should be studying. And then I started looking onto the website like what is available and where is the best opportunities available. And then I searched and I looked, and there was an open event in UCEN Manchester, yeah. And then I went to the open event, and then I spoke to Luke Hill, and I spoke to different teachers, yeah. And then I thought like, no, these guys know what they're doing, to be honest. When I spoke to one of the teachers, he was really knowledgeable and he gave me really good advice. I asked him like, okay, if I had to study engineering, network engineering, or if I have to study cybersecurity, what's the curriculum is like, what am I supposed to be studying there, and what prior knowledge I need to have for that. And so that's why, yeah. So I found myself to be more into networking. Okay, I want to study that.
Yeah, of course. So tell me a little bit about how you felt on the first day of your course.
It was amazing. I was a bit nervous because I didn't have any like, prior knowledge on the networking basically. And I was a little bit confused, but then I felt amazing, to be honest. I said like, okay, I'm starting a new journey, and which is going to be great with all these people and the teachers, and there were students as well. So it was a good vibes. Yeah, it was really positive.
Fantastic. So what would you say, do you think, has been your biggest achievement, whilst studying your studying your qualification?
My biggest achievement would be like now I can understand the networking really good, and in first year it gave me a lot of boost in terms of my confidence. I became a student rep, and I'm also a student union officer now for enterprise and employability. And second year again, this class chose me as a second student rep again, and they said like, no, you need to continue as a union officer as well, because you've done a good job, and I feel quite achieved.
Brilliant. Thanks, Sheikh.
Yeah.
So what are your plans once you finish studying with UCEN Manchester?
I'm 100% positive that I would be doing my honours top-up from the UCEN Manchester as well. So I will be doing my top-up for me there, yeah.
Thanks very much, Sheikh. We've also got Marianne with us. Marianne, are you there?
I am indeed. Hello.
Hi, Marianne. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Yourself?
Yes, very well, thank you. So, yeah, we've got some questions for you. So, what brought you to UCEN Manchester to study?
It's a very similar story to what we've just heard. I left school very early with very few qualifications. I come from a low socioeconomic background, so my family's all working class. First of my family to go to university and get a degree. And I was working in a supermarket, and due to poor health, it was just becoming near enough impossible. I had support from my husband, who said, well, go back, you're intelligent enough to get a degree if you put your mind to it. So I looked up, like, I was really interested in computers. My husband works in the industry that I've qualified into as well. I was really interested in the things that he said, and just Googled the title, like what I wanted, and UCEN came up. We lived really close by to UCEN Openshaw campus. And then, yeah, just emailed them, and it just, as they say, the rest is history.
Brilliant. So, yeah, you've graduated from UCEN Manchester, is that correct?
That's correct, yes.
So what have you been doing since? What have you gone into?
Well, I actually work for the LT group. I'm the student union president, so I've actually come back as an employee. So I'm currently representing the students of UCEN and TMC. to make sure that they are supported and that they get the best experience they can at UCEN and TMC.
That's brilliant. So yeah, to bring it back to the course a little bit, tell me a little bit more about the course that you were on and what you had to do as part of that course.
Of course. So I did network security with penetration testing, so that's ethical hacking. So we learned lots of different things. So we learned Python and we learned Linux. We learned about how to look at firewalls, Palo Alto firewalls. We worked with Cisco equipment. It was very diverse and it was very nerve-wracking because it was something, as I said, I came back to education at 30, not having been at education since I was 17. So I was very, very nervous about doing it again and doing something unusual and different, and could I do it, and would I get on with people, and like would I let myself down, would I let the tutors down who'd put the faith in me. But as Femi and everybody has sort of said, there's that support there and the encouragement, and they just were absolutely fantastic in giving us the education and support and the just being there. And yeah, so I just really enjoyed learning all these different things. I really love learning Linux and getting to create like different things like websites and stuff with Python and scripts, and getting to take things apart and then put them back together. We did some sort of digital forensics, looking at how to do that and how to make sure we look at things properly and hacking into stuff. It was just great fun.
That's great. So what would you say was your biggest achievement while studying the course?
It's going to sound really cheesy, but graduating, getting that first. I hoped that I would graduate. I hoped that I would, after all the effort that everybody put in and I'd put in. I mean, I'm not going to slow down my achievement, but when I got that certificate saying that I'd got a first, there was a yippee around the house. So that would be my best achievement so far.
That's fantastic. Thanks for that, Marianne. We've got a question for the tutors here, actually. So Adam and Paul, what would you advise if you can't choose between the different computing pathway? Don't know who'd like to answer that one.
Go on, Mr. Ashby.
Yeah, that's it's always been a difficult question. I must admit, going backwards in time over the years, that's always been a difficult question. Some people come to us and say, yeah, I want to do computing. And the question has always been, what type would you like to do? You know, in the old days, we used to do applications and people used to think that was computing as far as we're concerned. But today, most of the computing we're talking about, on purposely, we've created one called computing, which is a nice generalized overview of the different aspects. So it does have the security in there, it does have the networking in there, it has the programming, as well as the employability skills, which is always one of the skills that the employers always ask us for. And I get that question every solitary year from every single student. Why are we doing these employability skills? I've come to do Cisco, I've come to do Palo Alto, I've come to do some VMware or Juniper. And I say, because the employers want you to have these skills. So when deciding, I always pose the question, what do you like doing? Do you like playing with equipment? You know, making it work and create a network that people can communicate on? Or do you really want to be quite bad and stop people hacking, or at least looking how that works? And these are generally the questions we pose. We try to find out what their background has been. You know, have they done anything within the network and security programming aspects? And then say, did you enjoy that? So we do find a lot of the students that come from what we refer to as a generic general, like the old GCSQ, sorry, I mean, what it's called now, the old qualifications, where they used to get a generic overview of every aspect. And you always ask them, what did you enjoy the best? You know, did you like breaking, you like fixing, or do you like hacking? Hopefully that helps. That's basically what we ask.
Great, thanks, Paul. So another question for the tutors here. Where have other graduates progressed to? What kind of careers? What have they gone on to do?
I think this is going to be me again, isn't it, Mr. Connell?
I think you would be very good place to answer that question, Mr. Ashby.
Right. If we talk about our bachelor students, our completing bachelor students, well, you can see where one of them is. So Marianne became our union president. which is a great first for us. But generally, population wise, usually about 30% actually decide that they want to go further on in education and gain a master's, which as UCEN Manchester tutors, we support wholeheartedly. And we do get people going to MMU. We do get people going to Salford, Manchester University. And in fact, this year, previous year just gone, we had one person apply to Oxford University. When I received the email in my email box, it was like, oh, this is different. I've never had one from Oxford before. So we will support with references and support them to make sure they get the right course they're going for. The others do go to industry. I do have at the moment 5 people working for Cisco over the last couple of years. One is actually working for Cisco in Australia and is on more money than I could imagine, and he's doing a really cracking job. And I've got one guy that's used to work on the biggest yachts in the entire world installing Cisco equipment. So he transformed from that particular job, and last year he got himself a job working for the Ministry of Defence, installing Cisco equipment in some of the most secret places on the planet, which on occasion he does tell me where he is and what he's doing, which is really nice just to keep that contact. But generally 30% go on to further education for masters, and then we find the other percentages generally get jobs within 6 months within the industry of IT.
Thanks for that, Paul. Another question for you both here. So what experience do you both have within the industry?
Are you answering, Mr. Cannell?
Well, obviously, I come from more of an academic background, so my role is all around supporting the academic side. I mean, I used to be, I did my degree in business and IT, and then progressed into, I was a secondary school teacher for a while. But I've done my masters, I've done my PhD, and I'm currently doing my PhD. So it's all about, for me, it's about the research, and it's one of the passions that brought me to HE, moving away from secondary, is that my passion around research, and particularly in computing, around big data, AI, VR, everything that's changed around that. There's so many avenues you can go down. So, I mean, I'm one of the main tutors with Paul actually on the negotiated research. So when you get to level 6 in your final year and you've got to do your research, I'm one of the main guys that will help you there to structure your research and actually find what's interesting for you. Because I know Paul's got a really good example of a student that's actually done that negotiated research and used it as a part of the job interview process and said, look, I'm applying for a new job. This is evidence of what I'm actually doing in part of my research. And that's what we want to try and help people with, like, make sure that their research is really focused upon what they want to do. Because I've had really good experience in academically, and it's great that I can pass that on to everyone that's going through our level 6 courses as well. I know Mr. Ashby's a bit more technical side.
Just a bit, yes. I do have a background from industry. I used to work for GCHQ, so that was on the networking administration team. I have worked for Amazon, helping to set up some of their networks. In fact, if we go back to the previous question, one of our guys from the network security didn't move on to the bachelor's, but he did complete his foundation degree, and he's now one of the chief administrators for Amazon themselves. He was based at Man 1, and he's just actually created and set up Man 4, which is the brand new Amazon site. So we do have those reflections. My experience in the industry, I still keep in contact with people from the Cisco, and I do help out on occasions, voluntary, to help and build networks, as I've done for the last 20 odd years.
And what's your status, Mr. Ashby, with the Cisco Academy?
Cisco Academy, I'm one of the top 25% globally instructors as far as Cisco Academy is concerned, which I've been involved with now for the last 21 years, since 1999.
That's brilliant. Right, so we've got another question here. What are you both most excited about for the future of tech/computing?
Well, for me, something that I've just, well, as you can see, Adam's actually just on his way to completing his PhD. I've just finished my master's, which is something I never thought I'd do because I've always done professional qualifications. But I did my master's, still waiting results, which will be December. But during my study, especially on my dissertation, was new technology, things like software-defined networking, which is now being involved with things like 5G and the latest 6G, which we'll have next year. Technology doesn't stop. It's here day by day by day, and I love being on that forefront, getting to make sure we understand what's coming and making sure our courses are up to date with the latest technology, because that's where the jobs basically are, and that's our job line. We want people employed.
Thanks for that, Paul. Adam, have you got anything you'd like to add? What are you most excited about for the future of tech?
I think it's building upon what like Paul said, basically, with the 6G network and everything else coming in, and it's about how I'm pulling more from the software development perspective of what can we actually use and implement on top of that. So it's looking at how we can actually use AI, how we can look at what big data is, and how can actually improve. I mean, things like what we're using now, we're using Microsoft Teams here. I mean, all this stuff's being thrust into the forelight now. We've been on the lockdown, everything else like this happening globally. We're relying more now on technology, and it's a case of, well, how far now can we push it? And it's got more of a limelight on things like Microsoft Teams. Well, what can we get it done? How can we keep improving it? They're all going to keep improving it because we're going to keep knowing how to do it. I mean, new programmers are going to come in and say, well, we can do it this way, we can do it that way. And that's what excites me the most. The best thing about computing is that there's no one right way of doing things. And just because someone said, oh yeah, Amazon might say, oh yeah, I've got the best, they've got a really good infrastructure and way of doing it. Well, there's always that next person along that will challenge that and do that. And there's no reason why one of our students that's challenges, well, we can do it slightly different and we can do it slightly better. And that's what's really exciting about computing. There's always a different avenue to explore.
Of course. Femi, same question to you. What are you most excited about for the future of tech and computing?
Oh, hi. Yeah, I know that IT can never go as long as the earth remains, So that's why I said, look, and it keep improving. You can see you can connect all over the world. So it says giving me excitement already. So that's why I said, okay, you know what, I'll remain here no matter how old am I. I mean, I will still be in that system. So it's really, really interesting.
Thanks, Femi. Sheikh, how about you? The future of tech and computing, what are you most excited about?
I would say, the accessibility of the the internet and the technology now is a lot easier than ever before. I mean, almost everyone's got the access to the internet, and that's why I'm also excited that my finally a top up will be cloud computing as well. So I'm more focused on, again, as Paul said, the SDN and software defined networking and virtual networking. So I'm more focused on that. Yeah. And again, technology is now accessible to almost everyone now. It's so easy to access internet, or do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sheikh. And same question to you, Marianne. The future of tech and computing, what are you most excited about?
For me, I did a lot of my dissertation was on like the Internet of Things, so how we use these items to be more interactive. And at the moment, we're exploring things like light bulbs and fridge freezers, but what they are now starting to go into is like the medical world, so like pacemakers and insulin pumps, and also how to help with emergency broadcasting and monitoring like volcanoes, so that scientists can get that better, deeper understanding of Mother Nature. And I'm really excited to see how far this will go and see how much we can actually help maybe save lives.
Brilliant. Thanks for that, Marianne, and thanks everyone. So I think last question, has anyone got anything else they'd like to add? Adam, Paul, anything?
Just thank you very much for coming, and if you've got any other questions at all, please use the chat box at the side, or I know you'll put the links on to the website and things like that. So it's just get in touch with us, and Mark, we said before, we offer quite a lot of range in the courses, and we quite offer quite specific courses when you look at security and cyber security, networking and software development, which is kind of why we want to make sure we offer that computing one as well. And it's just a case of coming and have a chat with us and see where's best we can help you on your journey. So, and that's the key thing, really. Come and speak to us and we can help you find your way.
Thanks very much, Adam. So I think that brings us to the end of the session. So I'd like to thank everyone for joining us this evening. Thanks Femi, Marianne, Sheikh, Paul and Adam as well. While this is the last night of the UCEN Open Day series, you can catch up on any others by visiting our YouTube channel. If you would like to apply to UCEN Manchester for 2021, please do visit our website, which is ucenmanchester.ac.uk, where you can find your future course and hit apply now. And all this information is in the chat box. So we hope you have a lovely evening, and thanks again everyone for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.